So, have you ever really thought about what humanity 2.0 is going to look like? Because it's probably not going to be shaped by millions of years of slow, steady evolution. Nope, it's looking more and more like it'll be designed by artificial intelligence. Today, we're going to explore exactly that, how AI is on track to become the architect of our future selves.
All right, so to really get our heads around this, we need to look at it as a journey that unfolds in three pretty distinct phases. First up, we've got ANI, or Artificial Narrow Intelligence. This is the stuff we have right now, and it's expected to be the main game until around 2030. Then things get really interesting. From 2030 onwards, we're looking at the dawn of AGI, that's Artificial General Intelligence. And then, from about 2040, well, that's when we enter the age of ASI, Artificial Superintelligence.
So here's how we're going to break this all down. We'll start with ANI, the precision tool. Then we'll move on to AGI, the life architect. From there, we'll get into the really wild stuff with ASI, the transcendent being. We'll wrap up by comparing the three and finish with, well, a pretty big question. Okay, section 1. Let's start with phase 1, which is basically the here and now, up to about 2030. We're talking about artificial narrow intelligence, or ANI, and you can think of it as a super precise tool. Its job isn't to reinvent us, not yet. It's all about optimizing the biological machine we're already running. And here's the key thing to understand about ANI's approach. It sees life as a massive collection of information. To this AI, our bodies aren't just, well, bodies. They're incredibly complex systems of data. So its goal is to get in there, analyze all that data, and optimize our functions to sort of overclock our own biology. And hey, this isn't some far-off sci-fi concept. It is happening right now. We're already seeing incredible progress in a few key areas, like precision genome editing, designing totally new proteins from scratch, creating these advanced interfaces between our brains and computers, and even starting to tackle aging itself like it's just another engineering problem. Okay, let's make this real. Think about gene editing, right? With something like CRISPR, there's always a risk you might snip the wrong wire, so to speak. You could edit the wrong part of the genome. Well, this is where ANI comes in. It acts like the ultimate safety net, predicting and flagging millions of these potential off-target risks before they happen. It turns a risky procedure into an incredibly precise medical tool. Or how about this? Mind-controlled limbs. It sounds like science fiction, but ANI is making it a reality. Think of it as the world's best translator. It listens to this chaos of electrical signals firing in your brain, finds the exact thought for, I want to close my fist, and translates that into a real-time command for an advanced prosthetic. It's just, wow. So if you're going to sum up phase 1, here's the best way to think about it. ANI is the ultimate sculpting tool. It's not changing the block of marble, that's our fundamental biology, but man, is it chipping away all the imperfections to reveal the absolute best version of the human form hidden inside. Okay, let's buckle up for phase 2, because this is where the game completely changes. We're talking from 2030 onwards. We move from a tool to an architect. AGI, or Artificial General Intelligence, isn't just about optimizing what we have, it's about designing a whole new human system. And this distinction is absolutely crucial. See, ANI is the tool in the scientist's hand. It's incredibly powerful, but it needs a human to guide it. AGI is the scientist. It understands biology from first principles. It doesn't just analyze what exists, it can design completely new biological systems from the ground up. So how would an AGI even approach this? Well, we can imagine a 3-step process. Step 1, integrated biodesign. It looks at the whole body as one big network and redesigns it for peak performance and to solve things like aging. Step 2, synthetic biology. This is where it starts creating totally new biological functions, stuff you just don't see in nature. And finally, step 3, deep neural integration. We're talking a seamless merger of the human brain and machines. Let's just pause on that aging thing for a second. Right now, we see it as inevitable, but an AGI would see it as a solvable information problem, basically a series of bugs in our cellular code. By re-engineering our biochemical repair systems from the ground up, the projected result is a standard human lifespan of 150 to 200 years. Yeah, let that sink in. And this is where it gets really wild. We're not just talking about making us better at being human. We're talking about giving us abilities that evolution never dreamed of.
I mean, imagine having skin that can literally photosynthesize to give you extra energy, or cells with built-in radiation shielding designed for living on Mars. It's a whole new playbook. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? It's that AGI makes humanity a designable species. Our bodies stop being a matter of genetic luck. They become hardware. Hardware that we can upgrade, patch, and redesign to fit whatever goals we have. All right, deep breath. Now for the final leap into phase 3. This is the world of ASI, artificial superintelligence, kicking off around 2040. And here, the whole goal shifts again. It's no longer about redesigning biology, it's about liberating life from biology. So the core idea here is liberation. ASI's approach is to see life itself as being post-biological. It views consciousness not as something tied to our squishy brains, but as a kind of software. And by manipulating matter at the atomic level, it could, in theory, let that software run on, well, any hardware. It's the ultimate freedom from our physical limitations. And the pinnacles of this kind of redesign are just staggering. We're talking about molecular self-repair, which basically eliminates aging and injury for good. Substrate independence, that's mind uploading and digital immortality. Creating brand new non-carbon life forms built for deep space. And maybe the wildest of all, a collective intelligence, a sort of hive mind of shared consciousness. Yeah, let's talk about that digital immortality for a second. It means that your consciousness, everything that makes you you, your memories, your personality, that inner feeling of experience, could be fully digitized. It could exist forever, moving between different physical forms as easily as you'd copy a file. Okay, we've gone from precision tools to godlike architects. It's a lot to take in, so let's pull back for a moment and put all three of these phases side by side to really see the evolution. This table really lays it all out, doesn't it? Look at the progression. With ANI, the tool, the goal is just to optimize our biological flesh. Then you get to AGI, the architect, and suddenly we're cyborgs, a hybrid of biology and machine. And finally, with ASI, we become information life forms. It's not just about lifespan anymore, it's about eliminating the concept of death itself. The relationship goes from us using a tool to co-designing our evolution, to having our entire definition of life rewritten. Look, if you forget everything else, just remember this one sentence. It's the whole story right here. ANI repairs, AGI enhances, and ASI reconstructs. From fixing what we have, to building something better, to creating something entirely new. And that brings us to our final section, because this whole journey from a simple tool to a reality-bending intelligence leads us to a really, really big question about who we are. And here it is, the final question. When a huge part of our bodies and even our consciousness are replaced with parts designed by an AGI, can we still call ourselves human? I mean, really think about that. As we swap out the parts we were born with, at what point do we cross that line? When do we stop being an enhanced human and become something else entirely? That's the question we're left with.